opportunity to talk to you guys about connecting. And so as a psychologist, this seems like this should be a very easy topic for me because I connect with people all day long. But when I started this industry 11 years ago and we started talking about connecting more with purpose, I got a little panicked. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this today, because we connect with people all day long. But then when we tell people, okay, let's make your list and let's see who you want to connect with and who you want to share, everybody kind of freezes up and is like, oh, I don't know how to do that. And we do it all day long. So I just want to kind of go over this simplistically about how do you connect in this industry. And it's not that different of connecting on an everyday basis. We just kind of have to make that reframe and relax a little bit. So the first thing I want to go over is when we start looking at how exciting, especially in this platform. You guys, I am so pumped about, I could tell anybody, anywhere, anytime about changing their health inside and out in any of these products. And I'm already connecting. I could just listen to conversations and hear people talking. They're tired. They need more sleep. They can't sleep. They're hungry. All the things. And all of this just goes through my mind. I have so much to share. So we're going to talk today about how then we could kind of drill it in and narrow it in on how to connect with a purpose. So the first thing I want to review is, making a list of 100 people. And if you want to come in here and you want to share and you want to make an income, your coach, your upline, your friend, whatever you want to call them, is going to say, let's look at who you have in your life, because you're the expert of the people in your life. So let's make a list of 100 people. Now, when I use the word 100, or when I heard it for the first time, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people. It really isn't. When you put the pen to paper, it goes so fast, because when you look at the people that you are just interacting with on a daily basis, whether it's at the grocery store, the post office, your colleagues, who you see on a walk, in the parent pickup line or the grandparent pickup line, whatever it is, we see people all day long. So the people that I say, put it on your list of the people that you're interacting with every single day. Then next, look at your phone contacts. And I go through recents of my texts and my messages, because who am I talking to frequently? And then go through your phone contacts. Also go through your social media. Who's popping up a lot? Because when they pop up a lot with the algorithm, you know that you're interacting. They're liking your stuff, you're liking their stuff. So you could look at social media. We all have like a lot of friends. So that list is way over 100. But when you start with 100, you're looking at who are the people that you are more interactive with, more of a relationship with. And before you know it, you're going to have 100 people. So first thing we want to start is making your list of 100 people. That then can narrow it down in chunks, because now you have your 100-person list and you're like, oh, what do I do with that? I always say, take it in chunks of 5 or 7 people. So who are the top 5 people who, just because of who you are and your relationship with them, they will listen to you, whether it's, listen, I'm excited, I found something new. It's the same people that if you found a purse or a sports something, male or female, something exciting, you're like, oh my gosh, I found the sale on blah, blah, blah. Who are those people you're going to share it with, because your relationship is that close and they want to hear what you're excited about. So I literally highlight on my list with a highlighter those first 5 people. Then I go, okay, who are my next 5? Highlight them with the different color. Who are my next 5? Highlight them with a different color. And I do that for the first 20 people, just because now that 100-person list is really in bite-size groups that are not overwhelming. But again, these are the people who you have a positive relationship, who you could count on. You support them, they support you. I want to make a little side note. That does not mean it has to be your family. Family, typically, like some of the closest people to us, because they're related, doesn't make our best audience all the time, because they could be the most challenging, maybe a little judgmental toward us, and it makes the conversations a little more nerve-wracking, and then we get shut down, and it kind of like lowers our spirit a little bit, our excitement, it dulls our light. So when I say 100 people, and then put it in chunks of your top five, your next five, your next five. Please note the people that are a light in your life. Lighten them, they lighten you. Enjoyable people. It does not have to be your family, because sometimes complicated relationships, regardless of relation, aren't the people who are going to be your best audience. So I want to just put that, because people will go, my sister, my brother, my mother, I don't care. It's okay. Who are the five people who really want to hear what you have to say? So that's how we start with a list of 100 people and then put it in bite-sized chunks. We also will talk about, then how we connect with them more specifically, like a little bit down in my talk, but then throughout the day. So I'm not just skipping that part. Once you get that list and we connect and we invite them and all of those things, that will all be covered. But I wanted to start with making your list of 100 people and not being overwhelmed with that list, and then who you could highlight to start with. The next thing is we want to continue to cultivate that list. So yes, we start with a list of 100. And I was going through this actually the other day because I'm cleaning out my study. I have notebooks of lists of people. So I did a top 100. Then I've done it again. Then I've done it again. So, and how I've been able to make that list bigger and bigger is because I'm always cultivating my list. I'm talking to people. I'm continuing to have relationships with people. And so that list grows. I just am opening up myself to the people that I'm interacting with on a daily basis that I might not have had a conversation with before, but looking them in the eye, hi, how are you? Being very purposeful with my interactions, with my communication, my body language, my smiling. All of a sudden, more people are coming into your life, and you're able to cultivate relationships so people then could be added to that list. And this also goes for social media, right? And we're going to talk about that. But if it's in person, we're going to be more friendly. If it's social media, we're going to interact more, but we're always cultivating a list. We're always looking at, oh, I could talk to this person in this way, and I interact. They like your stuff, you like their stuff, you give them a compliment. I like your shirt. But next thing you know, they're like, oh, she's so friendly. When she comes in, I'm going to give her a compliment. Next thing you know, you have a relationship with them that you could put them on your list. So you're making your list of 100, but always have your list on your phone ready to add some names when you're out and about, because we don't really carry notebooks with us anymore. If you do, awesome. But always be cultivating and growing that list. Growing the list that you have, making those relationships stronger, but then adding to it. So we start with 100, but my goodness, it becomes so easy to continue to have names, because when you are in that mindset of sharing, next thing you know, you could be standing with somebody at Sam's that you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in 5 years. Okay, we have Sam's Clubs around here. You guys have, some people have Costco's, but you have this quick little interaction. Guess what? They could go on your list. So you're always putting yourself out there. The next thing I want to cover is how you grow your list organically on social media. And this is like, it feels a little silly for me to talk about this because Amy is the pro at this, and we're going to learn so much from her and all the different trainings very specific to this. But when we grow our list on social media organically, we call that, and Amy has done this through trainings, but we're going to talk about it as the daily method of operation. So daily method of operation, what you should be doing on social media every single day to grow your list, to add people to your name, to put people in a space that you feel more comfortable having a relationship with. And so you want to spend, and you could spend 5 to 10 minutes, 5 at the minimum, 10 at the maximum, of doing these things that I'm getting ready to talk about every single day, because then those names go on your list. So we're growing our list at all times. But find and follow 5 new friends on social media. How do you do that? Well, first of all, there's always suggested people, because the more people you become friends with, they give you suggestions. But then there's groups you could join. What are you interested in? What is your hobbies? What do you enjoy? What do you want to learn more about? I have different groups. My son goes to the Naval Academy, and so there's the parents of that group. Then there's just military parents, right? Then my daughter goes to another school in Ohio, a private college and I'm in that parent group, there's different groups and I'm in an empty nester group, right? Because I joined that just vaguely, just for information to meet more people. Those are the things happening in my life. What's happening in your life? So you become an expert kind of joining groups on social media where you're going to grow, you could help people grow and create relationships and put them on your list. So find and follow 5 new friends. Also, these are the things that get people a little nervous because you want to create 6 stories a day and a post a day. Now, our leader, Amy, is a pro at this. So I have so much area to grow and being more out there on social media. But guess what? That's okay because I'm friends with Amy. I'm watching what she's doing. There are other people, all of you guys have people that you follow that you're like, wow, they have it going on social media and you learn from them. But if you have a goal of creating stories, 6 stories every day and 1 post every day, people are looking at you too, and they're commenting on your stuff. And now you're starting a relationship. I want to make sure and say that any person that ever comments on anything that you post, you want to make sure you always comment back. You never want to leave someone reaching out to you. And I'm not just talking about a like or a heart, but they comment like, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. Oh, I'm so glad that you got to do this. Where are you? That vacation looks like a great site. You always want to comment back because now you have started a relationship, a reciprocal relationship, instead of just liking things. So you want to follow the 5 new people. You want to comment on people's interactions. You are interacting with people. You're taking 5 to 10 minutes of just looking at, and you're doing it intentionally. We don't want to go down the rabbit hole that you're spending 30 minutes on Facebook. You did this intentionally. Now you're there and you're stuck just reading and you got caught up. You want to be being very intentional of commenting and encouraging people that are posting that are your friends. Wow, that looks like fun. I'm so glad you got to spend some time with your daughter or son. That looks amazing. Comment and then when they comment on yours, you're making sure you thank them and comment back. So you have this relationship going. You want to make sure that you have 5 conversations each day. That's another daily method of operation. And so when we say that, we're going to talk about this in just 1 minute. We're going to talk about how it seems very simple, but what do you say in conversations? For that next, it's called form. Have conversations with people where when you're looking at your list, who are 5 people that you haven't connected with that you need to connect with. So in addition to the social media and commenting and growing your friendships, commenting on them, thanking them for their comments, you want to be intentional. I want 5 people that I'm going to have a conversation with. And so besides just your little social media, now it's 5 minutes. I'm going to start conversations. I like that top. Where did you get it? And then we're going to go into some comments, some very direct comments and interactions that you could have with people. And then we're going to do another daily method of operation is ask 5 people a day to look at this industry, to look at your platform, to look at what you're excited about. And our next speaker, Gail, is going to cover a lot about that. But we want to make sure that we're doing our daily method of operation. We're getting on Facebook, we're connecting with people, we're having conversations with people. And those are the ways that we continue to grow our list. Now, one way that we want to make sure when you're like conversations, this is more than a like in the comment, cute shirt, okay? Conversations. There is an acronym, we call it FORM. So this is family, occupation, recreation, and then messaging them. And so what do you do in a conversation? So these are more specific conversations. This is more than just I like your shirt, cute dog, right, on social media. These are actual conversations that you're going to have with people. Now, form can start in a text. You could start this in a text. You could start this on, messenger, text, phone calls, and then grow into phone calls. And so we want to be very, very we have an agenda to make them feel like we want to get to know them as a person. And so what do you say in conversations? Form, family. If you don't know them, you're going to, because my husband loves to start conversations like in a Sam's Club aisle or something with strangers. But if you don't know somebody, you're like, Where are you from? Are you married? Is this your daughter? How many kids do you have? You're asking questions. If it's someone that you know, we're still talking about family. How are the kids? Are they still at school? When did you see them last? Do they get to come home? What grade are they in now? Right? Family. Occupation. What do you do if you don't know them? How long have you done that? That's so interesting. Tell me more about that. Right? That's such a psychologist thing. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that gives you a way for anyone to start talking. Just side note. Tell me more about whatever they just said. If you know the person, how's your job going? Are you still working at so and so? Wow, that's exciting. Get them talking. People want to talk about what they do on a daily basis. So family and occupation. And then recreation is more like what they do for fun. If you don't know them, you're like, so what do you do for fun? And have a conversation. If you do know them, have you got to travel lately? Did you get to go to that vacation in Hawaii? Are you still planning that trip? So how much are you running now? Are you making time in your life for, your walks or your running? What do they do for recreation and fun? And if you know them, you're able to talk about that. And the last is messaging. And we're going to talk a lot about what you say further down the road, but you're going to talk to that person about how they're feeling, all of this, and then you're going to be very intentional about, I'd love to share something with you. And then you go for the direct message of, would it be okay? I would love to share what I'm doing now. I'm excited about this. And we're going to get further into that. Gail's going to talk a little, very specific on how you invite to talk about this opportunity, but we want to then have a conversation with them. The last thing I want to talk about is connection in general is something that if you start thinking about, I want to be the warmest, friendliest person that person runs into, you're going to connect with people on a level that they need. We need more friendly, kind, empathy, caring in this world. So many times people will look at you like, oh, you actually are going to talk to me. Create these relationships with people you don't know that well, or the people that you do know, and listen. So many times we talk too much and we don't listen enough. People want to feel heard. People want to feel encouraged. When they have that relationship with you, yes, we are putting them on the list to connect with this business. But more importantly, we're connecting with people. We're changing people's lives because, again, yes, this is a business, but why are we doing this business? Most of us are here because we're servants. And so we want to be able to make a living at what our heart desires, which is being a servant. So be friendly, be kind. They're going to return that to you. And then add them to your list. Be the light in someone's day. So many times we're just the hustle and bustle, and we're not taking the time to really connect with people. So when I ask people, okay, let's make your list, they panic. So I'm like, the list is so there. We just need to really think about putting pen to paper and doing that. I just wanted to talk about how you start with who do you want to talk to? How do you talk to them? And so that is what I want to go over today is the connection piece. It's not that hard. We tend to make it harder when it comes to this topic, but we could connect with anybody over so many things all day long. But we need to listen so we know then how to respond in a way that gets us to our goal, which is they have a trusting relationship with us. So we have the opportunity to share this amazing, gift of products, if that's, their goal, because we all need products. And then also, so many people need extra income to be able to have the products and the income and the community. So, and I want to touch on this lastly, people are looking for a community. There's not enough positivity. So we have the platform to change their health. We have the platform to change their finances, and we have a platform to give them a community, a sense of somewhere safe to belong. And so these are the ways that I just wanted to start out this day. We have so much to learn, but just the connection piece. And then